Hi, I'm Dr. Marianne Cintron, founder of Step by Step Dyslexia Solutions. Today I'm reporting on the International Dyslexia Association's International Conference. The annual conference was held on November 13th and 14th, 2020, so we just had it last week. The conference was exceptional with renowned speakers around the world. I've been asked to write something about some of the highlights of the event, which is very difficult to do since it was all so great. But in the light of the new emphasis on early childhood detection and intervention for dyslexia, I'm going to speak on that topic. So Dr. Marianne Wolf spoke on how science reveals the poetry in the reading brain, implications for how we teach all children. Dr. Wolf is the director for the Center of Dyslexia, Diverse Learners, and Social Justices at the UCLA Graduate School of Education. Reading is a man-made thing, and we aren't born with a reading brain like we are to see and hear. Dr. Marianne reported that we are born with brain parts that are able to connect with each other, and that is what we're doing when we're reading. We're connecting multiple circuits in the brain when teaching children to read. The medium of how we do this makes all the difference. And I quote her, "The regions of the brain have been developed for 5 years before reading actually begins in the digital predictions." What's being developed? Emphasis should be placed on developing cognitive abilities. Children need multiple exposures to reading in order to access the meanings to the words. Also, the more a child knows about a word, the better he or she will be able to comprehend it. Dr. Nadine Gabb, an associate professor of pediatrics, that was the end of the quotes. So then Dr. Nadine Gabb, an associate professor of pediatrics at the Boston's Children's Hospital Harvard Medical School, emphasized that learning to read is not a natural process. It's dependent on experience, and in utero, there is sound processing. She addresses genome influences, which are genetic, right? Environmental, early years, and in the early years, the brain plasticity. According to Dr. Nadine, the first 2 years of brain development are critical. First, children learn phonological awareness. Then they learn to manipulate sounds. Then letter to sound associations. Then they learn single words. Then they begin reading and finally comprehending. Language development consists of semantics, synaptic, and phoneme development. The mechanics of learning to read is really important. First, there's word recognition. Then there is phonological awareness, learning to decode, which is reading and breaking words apart, learning sight words, knowing the meanings of words in sentences. So Nadine cited the research that 65% of fourth graders are below grade level in reading. And this has been the case for the past 25 years. You want to know some staggering numbers? Dr. Nadine added that by kindergarten, 10,000 words are learned. By the 5th grade, 60,000 words are learned by your children. So children should be learning 250 new words per week. Children in the 90 percentile range will read in 3 days what children with learning disabilities will read in 1 year. That's pretty staggering. So 70% of students below grade level in the 1st grade will remain below grade level by the 8th grade. And they are 4 more times likely to drop out of school. While environmental factors make up 30%, that would be parents' demographics, employment, low language skills, family background being less rich, there is still hereditary accounts which account for 40 to 60% of dyslexia. So we don't want to fall into the wait to fail mode. This is why we begin early detection and early intervention. We really need to recognize dyslexia in its early stages rather than wait until children are in third grade, which is typical in the schools. The typical age to assess for learning disabilities, grade 3. However, there are many things parents can do with young children to develop language skills. There are assessments that can be done to check for reading disabilities in children of preschool age. One thing you can do is help the child with rhymes. You can help your child learn the beginning, ending sounds of a word. You can also visit your local International Dyslexia Association support group if you suspect dyslexia, and let's get the children their support before they enter school. We don't have to follow the wait to fail mode as we have done over the decades. Please consider becoming a member of your local International Dyslexia Association chapter, and we look forward to seeing you next year at the annual conference. Bye-bye now.